All right, this thing says we're live, so I think we're live. Good evening and happy Monday, everyone.
Hi,
Um,
everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to a regular Monday evening live stream. I usually do them on my own, with the usual hellos and the regular skinny and then we have a talking point or an open chin wag or whatever. But through talking to my good friends here, also both from Ontario, um, between the three of us, we decided it'd be a great idea to have a little northern chin wag. You know, uh,
Yeah.
not necessarily for the sake of similar minds, um, because we're all very diverse in our knowledge. So it gives an opportunity for a wide range of subject matters and topics of discussion. We will at points be doing Q&A, and we might be able to do that throughout the conversation or whichever. But if you've I'm not looking at this on YouTube. I'm looking at it through live stream, so I can't really see if anyone highlights names or something like that. If somebody could go just one of my moderators in a chatty daddy do there, if you could type something all in bold, or give some 5x5s or at my name or whatever, just to see. Let me test this thing out. We'll be able to do some Q&As. Yeah, just highlight the person's name or put it all in bold when there's questions, and we'll get to it. So for you guys and gals, any of you that are new here, directly to my side here is Northerngirlhobbies. Many of you already know her. She has a great channel. If you don't know her, please go check it out. One of my awesome moderators can drop the link. And our guest joining us, who I don't know if I've been on panel with Ontario Prepper before, although I have seen him through a bunch of Jenny's videos during the winter, doing some very specific things, which is freaking cool and awesome, is our good friend Ontario Prepper. And the purpose this evening is to kind of highlight his channel. He's a great Canadian brother, a fellow veteran. So kudos for that. And he's got a good prepping channel with good introspect on things and a lot of other very, very diverse knowledge as well. So I kind of wanted to introduce him tonight. But to tell you what, guys and gals, Ontario Prepper knows an awful lot more about himself and about what his channel is about. So I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to him so he can introduce himself and tell you guys and gals a little bit about himself and his channel.
Hi, everyone. Ontario Prepper here. North, thanks for hosting us tonight. And Jen, it's always a great pleasure to work with you. We've been over the battlegrounds of Ottawa and everything, me and you, for hours on end. And North was right there along with us. You guys in the chat here and everything, you guys, we could pick family. You people are it. Every one of you, in my opinion, are rock stars. Okay. When it comes down to the prepping into the world, a lot of our families think we're crazy and, we've been thrown to the curb. My channel, I was actually encouraged by Northernngirlhobbies, to work on my channel, to do things that I've been doing baby stepping all the way. She's been helping me along, pulling up when I need something. Who do I call right away? Northern Girl. So, like I said, we've been over a lot of ground together in the Ottawa world during the convoy. So, but about my channel, I'm doing prepping things. Some of my stuff, you might not take anything out of any of it. You might take something out of a little piece here and there. You might take out little pieces here and there. That's great. My grandfather always had an old saying, a man who never made a mistake never made nothing. And it's a fact. You people, do what you're doing. Keep doing this stuff. Our famous motto that actually Jen came up with that one. And it's just keep doing the stuff, people. Stack it to the rafters. Back to my channel. I throw all different kinds of things in there. I'm trying to mix it up a bit. I spent 13 years as a career firefighter. I'm actually a captain. I love doing that job. It became a little much on me after a while, and it came down to certain issues that I had within the department, the government takeover, the way they were making rules. They were just coming up with rules out of the blue. And I actually transferred. When I transferred out and went to another department, I went to another whole different district. I was there about 8 months, and everything I had done in my past 13-year career was catching up with me and became an issue. And then I went to see a couple of people, and I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm.
But doing the prepping channel that working on my channel and stuff has actually given me, I get the comments from everybody. I love them. It gives me a way to vent in a different area and to share knowledge that I have. And it's actually helped me. It's better than any medication. And that goes out to everybody who's on my channel. I want you to know that. Okay.
Yeah.
I also spent some time in the Canadian Armed Forces with a medical unit, the 23rd Medical Company. And I spent quite a bit of my time at Base Borden with MIR and Base Hospital. I've had a lot. I'm a man of many different hats, and I have a lot of knowledge in different areas in firearms, armor, you name it. If I don't know the answer, sometimes if I sit on something, I'll have the answer for you, but I have to think about it and to give you the best answer. We're going to get into a lot of stuff this summer once we start going out with Prepper 1. I don't know if anybody's seen Prepper 1, or as Jen calls it, Prepper Uno.
Prepper Uno.
Prepper Uno.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing some filming on the road. I got my son. I'm a single dad, and he lives with me, and he's 14. He just recently got his Ontario hunting license, so we'll be doing a lot of bow hunting this fall. And he's not allowed to use a gun in Ontario, but at his age right now, he can hunt with a crossbow. He's set. He's ready. I think we're going to do a little vid on his new crossbow. He's got the Rocky Mountain 415. I have a Raptor FX2, and I told him he's getting way more feet per second than I am. So, and he also does all the filming. Sometimes I have to coax him a little bit, and and he says, "Oh, Dad, we'll do it because it's because somebody might learn something new today, and that's why we're here."
Yeah, it's really important that you're doing this stuff with your son.
Yeah, I can't emphasize that enough to people out there in YouTube land. If you got kids, man, get them involved in it, because if the proverbial shit does hit the fan, you want them to have a clue what's going on. My son will talk politics all day long. He basically has learned, he knows that we don't have a good prime minister here. He knows that, and I won't hide it from him. He was in Ottawa trooping storming through the snow and the cold at minus 21, 22 with me, and he had his signs and stuff, and right there with us. I've also become quite entangled with Veterans for Freedom. Anybody's interested in subscribing to that, you can. Whether if you're a veteran, you can do an intake, and then if you want, then they can start. You start getting their sit reps and information. I believe North's on the list, aren't you, North?
Yes, I have plans to join. Absolutely.
So, and even if you're not military, if you look at Veterans for Freedom, you look at the bottom of their page. It'll say you can put your email in there, and they will send you this information. Good stuff to know. You've got it when you need it. You might know about some rally might be happening around the corner from you. You want to come out and show the veterans that you're supporting them. The numbers in Veterans for Freedom has been growing quite significantly over the last 6 months. It's gotten huge. They actually are having trouble doing the intake of veterans that are wanting to join. We're in what they call a lineup. I just got my intake, I think it was last week. So mine's done. North's probably right there behind me somewhere.
North's got the link in the chat there for Veterans for Freedom for any
awesome.
veterans who care to join.
Veterans for Freedom. Yeah, they even have a YouTube channel. So feel free to sign up. A lot of people have been subbing it up quick. Just show them your support. These guys love it. They're out there on the front lines.
It's important to support our vets. And
yes, we have to support our vets. We have to do the same for.
I'd like to say thank you for your service and
thank you for your service too.
Yeah, thank you both.
Secondly, Metal, I see you there. Welcome. You're not late, and we do understand that you are a little bit late because you were listening to Take Off. Yes, the entire panel understands.
Hey, Metal.
Metal.
But yeah, it's important to support our veterans, not just our veterans, but our current service members as well. Because
yes,
when the shit really does hit the fan and our country really does need defense, that's who we're going to look to.
Yeah, there is on my channel. There are other veterans that are there. A lot of them don't say much, but I know they're there.
Yeah,
Amid's one of them, and he's with the Black Watch. He's a nice guy, really nice guy.
Yeah,
I'm sure we all get on my channel too. So
I'm sure we all get plenty of vets, just because of the nature of the things that we do. All very, very similar minded.
Right.
I get veterans from not just Canada and the U.S., but the other countries as well, like Australia and different places in Europe.
I don't know. I started becoming a prepper way before Justin Trudeau because I could actually see where our country was going, and I didn't like what I was seeing, and I knew, and I had a feeling that we were going to get into some kind of virus, and it was going to be a big, huge problem. You just sort of seen the writing was on the wall, and I seen it, and I thought, you know what? I got a kid here. I got to start stocking up on stuff, and I started following other prepper channels, and then that's how I met Jen.
Yep.
I met Jen on another channel
through Angry, I think.
And then it was Angry Prepper, and
which is great.
And like I said, like the way I look at all these, man, you guys are rock stars. All of you, not just us people that have channels and are doing videos and putting out content. You people are actually doing the stuff, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, I get sent tons of stuff of people doing stuff. It's awesome. Awesome community.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's one big over there in the chat. Most of the people over there in the chat are either preppers or pew guys or doing things that are related, right?
Well,
all doing similar stuff or related or overlapping stuff. Homesteaders, preppers, bushcrafters, firemen, service members, on and on and on and on, right?
The list goes on.
Yeah.
There's certain, like the Padres said at the last Welland rally that I was at, and there's some film footage in there for some of the rally. We tried to do the best we could because I was trying to, help out the Veterans for Freedom there. And everybody just loves the veterans there. They come they see them, and then they're talking to them, and they want to know, hey, did you go here? Did you go there? And these guys were telling them some of the stuff that they've been through. Rock stars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to support what Jen said about Ontario there earlier, like giving him props for teaching his young son. I had a conversation with Ontario Prepper earlier this week, and he was talking to me about how he's teaching his son hunting and how he's just getting his permits and all of this. And I think it's fantastic because let's just do a little quick votey-dotey-doo in the chatty-daddy-doo. How many people do you guys and gals see out there teaching their children how to hunt? Seriously, how many?
Yeah, let's see.
Just for giggles,
That's $1 million question.
Well, I do have like-minded friends who do the stuff with their kids.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many other children that are just not being taught this stuff.
It's a dying skill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when the big balloon does go up, it's going to be a very, very important.
Got a high number there. Klingon Princess, 6.
Nice.
Wyoming, a lot.
Fishing, okay. Fishing is good.
Yeah, fishing's another good one. I know some people on here might be vegetarians, so.
That's true as well. Yeah, that's something to think about.
Foraging, fishing.
I heard if you talk to plants, it helps them. I don't know.
Foraging and fishing. You guys want to get into that a little wee bit, seeing as we're all, of the northern persuasion. Um, okay, so I'm just going to throw us into this, use this little segue and throw us into a little direction in conversation if you guys want to play.
Sure.
Um, the three of us being in the north, and some people here in the chat who are in the south were formerly from the north, vice versa, whichever. But being in the north itself presents some challenges, all on their own, simply because of temperature, seasons, things like that. Challenges for hunting, challenges for fishing, challenges for foraging, challenges for staying warm and alive.
Yeah. Right.
So it's important to have the skill sets to combat any of those things that may come across in a bad way. Some of the last best fishing I did was through the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. Even ice fishing, dangerous. I'm dive rescue certified, and everything I was taught in the fire service was no ice is safe ice. None. And I've worn cold water immersion suits and thought ice was safe and just went walking on it as a part of training and fell through.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it can be all over in a minute.
I had a video that I was going to upload. That was back a number of weeks ago when we still had ice.
Right.
And so we rented we have a friend who is a bait shop owner and let us use his ice shack, for the weekend or whatever. So we went out for one night and we were told, do not go on the dark areas with the snow machine. Okay. Well, what does Alex do?
Goes to the dark area.
Goes right to the freaking dark areas. And I was terrified. So I did not upload this video because I was very angry with him. Because he's risking everything.
Yeah.
And so I never did upload that video. But it is what it is. He's put me in a couple hairy situations, and that's made me become more prepared for when we go out on our adventures.
When I was doing a lot of the training up in Northern Ontario, you get the big lakes up there, and just a blanket of snow, and everybody's got these new machines that are 1,000 cc's, and they run faster than a deer. Let's put it this way, okay?
Oh yeah.
And they're a bullet. They're like a rocket on rails.
Yeah.
What'll happen is they'll get out on the lakes in the middle of the night, and most of the time the fatalities we've dealt with are alcohol related and speed factor. We've had people that have gone across the lake that they went to the bar. The way they went to the bar, but in the meantime, while they were sitting or went over to their friends and had a few drinks or whatever, an ice shove occurred. And that's lifted it up a foot off the ice, and they hit that at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, terrifying.
What do you think happens?
Yeah.
That sled was torn to pieces. They go flying. They usually don't make it. Another one we used to get them. We usually used to find them the next morning would be through the bush where it was speed attributed, and they're frozen to the ground.
Yeah.
And I kid you not.
Yeah, I had a friend
we're lugging our bodies.
Really, really bad accident on his snow machine, and he had to have several surgeries on his back. Like, I'm surprised that he's still even walking to this day.
And most of the time with these sleds nowadays, the speed of the machine exceeds the headlight.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens. It exceeds it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fatals every year because of that.
No kidding. Yeah, I tell you, being in the Sherp, you feel safe because that thing floats on water.
Right.
Even with thin ice, like I felt safe in that thing. But yeah, so
I ended up on some open water with my I had a Polaris Indy high output triple, and I had a friend go ahead of me. We weren't drinking. All of a sudden, I seen water coming up off his sled, and I knew he gunned it. I was already committed. Luckily, my machine was 800 or 600 cc's, and I could skip across that water like a stone. Mm-hmm. And I said, I am never, ever going back on a lake at night. I almost got killed doing that.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, machine would have went in, I would have went in, it would have been over. But being I know to move back on the seat and just give it. And I was lucky I also had studded track too. So
yeah. And like even summer fishing too, you can have incidences.
yeah.
Right.
Life jackets are made for a reason, folks. They're not pillows.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have lost their lives just over, no alcohol involved. The boat overturns, somebody gets hit in the head, they end up face down, and it's ball game over again.
Yeah.
I wear a special one when I go out on boats that is a self-inflator. They're worth the money. Just got to check to make sure you got enough air, like your air cylinder's good in it. If there's a warning in there with a thing in it. If it's like green, you're good to go, right? And always be careful you don't just fall in the water because it will go off and scare the shit out of you.
Yeah. I don't have one of those actually. Now that you mention it, I might be able to ask my stepfather for my mom's.
Yeah, I would get that. I like them because they're more comfortable. It doesn't feel like you're wearing. I know it's hot out and you don't want to wear but the craziest I've heard of or seen the craziest things when it comes to boating accidents. Some people just run out and buy a boat and they write the exam online. They cheat the exam, and the only person they cheated was themselves. And then they drive the boat out on a big lake, and they wonder about the family died. All right?
I've sunk a boat before.
Well, it's easy to do.
Super easy to do. You crank it too hard, the boat tips up sideways and goes glub, glub, glub.
Everybody goes flying.
Yeah, especially if you have a tippy boat. There's some of the boats that we go fishing in, they're just left there like all year round. And some of those are real tippy. And it's like, hey, first thing, you got to make sure you have your life jackets. You want to make sure you have your oars, all of that stuff.
Yeah, all your safety stuff. Have it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Here's something to have on a boat: a fire extinguisher.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Always. I used to have 4 on my big boat.
Right.
All in different locations. Needed to have it. It's sitting on a lot of fuel there. It's a bunker.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
And you start shooting 200 plus liters into a boat, and that's just one big fuel bunker you're riding on. Yeah. You get a fire on a boat, then you can't knock it down, get off the boat. That's all I can say. And have your life jacket on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's going to burn the water.
I've competition raced on big sailboats on Lake Huron, and I've watched it go out there on like a mill pond, and all of a sudden a big wind blew in, and you're in 7 to 8 and up swells where the whole front of the boat went up and then drop.
Yeah. Big water.
Big water.
Yeah.
That's a thing about big water that I want to bring up. Metal and I grew up about a quarter of a mile. One of the farms that we lived on, the smaller farm, it was about a quarter of a mile off of Lake Simcoe. And for any of you guys and gals from Ontario or know Ontario, know Lake Simcoe, it's a big freaking lake.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
And when the ice shifts on Lake Simcoe, talking about ice shelves, it'll push up an ice shelf 4 feet high. Mm-hmm. If you hit that on a snow machine at night, it's like hitting a concrete wall. Just the danger.
High performance sleds. The speed exceeds the light.
Exactly. The dangers around big water. Don't get me wrong. You can drown in a creek too, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's serious danger around big water.
Right.
Yeah.
Summer, winter, doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how big Lake Simcoe is. It's massive. You start looking from on a top map or whatever, it's like super huge. And then you get lake, like last week I was actually on Sunday last week, they needed help because I sold my big boat and bought Prepper 1, but they wanted help getting it in. And you could see from my side north, you could see Toronto and you thought you could just touch it.
From where were you at, bro?
I was up the Grimsby, in about Beamsville area somewhere there.
Okay.
Casablanca.
Yeah.
The Casablanca cutoff.
Yeah.
And you could see Toronto. It's like you could reach out and touch it. And I know that is not as close as it looks.
No.
Optical illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could see her on the other side waving at me. No? I say, oh, let's go drive it. Let's go.
When I go stand on the bluffs on the South Shore here, or North Shore, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
And I look south, due south from where I am, I can see New York State, and it's 60 miles.
Oh, I know.
Right? But I can still see it. Just barely, but I can see it. It is deceiving.
And then the same with Lake Erie. Like Lake Erie, because I'm between two lakes here, I think they have a wine called Between Two Locks or something like that, for French anyway. But because there's a lot of vineyards here. I live in wine country.
Yeah.
They got a wine called 13 Crimes. I just hope it doesn't taste like that.
Yeah, could be highway robbery, like gas prices. But Lake Erie is the same thing. Like the lake is great walleye fishing, some of the best in the world, and that has its own hazards itself. And when it comes to a storm moves in on Lake, if you got your boat docked at Lake Erie, where I had mine at, you only get to use your boat about 25% of the time due to wind. And Lake Ontario, you get to use your boat 75% of the time. Now, I'd rather be on Erie because of the great walleye fishing, the bass tournaments, and so on there. As you know, they have tournaments and things on Lake Ontario, but Lake Ontario, I wouldn't want to eat any of the fish out of there. And even Erie, it's a certain consumption limit on that. It's great seeing all these ships moving through the whole St. Lawrence Seaway here. I did that video the other day, Jen, for you going through the tunnel.
Yeah.
Prior to that, and I wanted you to see it. But there was no ship going over, and how big that is. A lot of ships are moving in through up and down that lane all day long. They come in. I'll be sitting and wait on Lake Ontario. I don't know if you can see them from over your way north, but they're weighing it there. If you see a ton of ships on this side, they're waiting in a pattern, and they have to wait their turn, so they can be anchored there for days.
I see them from time to time. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay, on a clear day, yeah. Because I see your side like nothing from Niagara when I get down near the waterfront there, like Niagara and the Lake or any of those places. Because I'm right close to Niagara Falls, so I actually live in Niagara Falls.
I think on Lake Ontario there is some world-class walleye fishing, but like you say, I wouldn't want to eat too many fish out of Lake Ontario to begin with myself. There's great, huge lake trout, big salmon, and massive walleye. Up in the Bay of Quinte, they run walleye competitions all the time. They're world famous there, and people love to do that. But I think some of the best tasting walleye I've ever caught was either off of Lake Temagami or Lake Abitibi up Jen.
Oh, wow. Those are, how do I put it? Not as harmed waters. And, they've been with the Ministry of National Resources in Ontario, folks, they've been really pushing for, invasive species. And like if boats are coming up from the U.S., trust me, ministries watching your live wells, they're all over it. And same with the CBSA. They don't want any live wells emptied out into Canadian waters. No. You get caught doing it, it is a huge, huge, huge fine. They could actually take all your stuff.
Yeah, but one thing that I will say is that our conservation officers are like virtually non-existent here.
Oh, I know. They've cut them back so badly.
I used to work for the MNR for 12 years.
Yeah.
Right?
They're hiding with Trudeau.
I don't know. Where are they?
Hiding with Trudeau.
Part of the master plan.
How do they put it? They got all these micro pencil pushers. You know what I mean? Now they've reformed the moose allocation tags because of the moose in Northern Ontario. They're trying to reestablish elk here. It's been a big, huge thing. Don't get caught shooting one of them.
Yeah, I was part of that project too.
Throw away the key. I don't know if they have a season on yet. I haven't seen the new manuals this year. They might. they more out west. You can get these elk tags and caribou and stuff like that. But in like Northern Ontario, where Northern Girl is here, yeah, she knows the rules of the road up there, and they can be strict if they catch you, and they won't fool around.
No, you can get everything taken from
No,
you.
they'll seize it all right on the spot.
Yeah.
You can fight them in court to get it back.
Yeah.
Like your car, your house.
Guys and gals, I'd like to take a minute just to recognize chat. Welcome everyone in that's come in. Hudson Valley, I see you there, and I see that you said you eat the crap out of that Lake Ontario salmon and trout. You know, there is a guide on how much of it that's kind of safe to eat, but the key to eating that is once you've got your fish filleted, make sure you take that fat off the belly and the back, because that's where all your heavy metals are stored. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And I did put up a little short video on because I was down at the river one day, and it showed like all the different species in the river and what you should be consuming less of. So that's on my channel.
Well, the Ministry of Natural Resources here puts out a book and within it, it's a guide to eating the fish out of every lake in Canada. And it tells you how many of what species can be eaten from what lake safely. And it's a free book. You know, they just give it away to anglers, right?
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can get one of those books next time I go to town. Angry Homesteader had a question for me a little while ago. She asked if I'm going to be staying in this house forever. Well, we've been looking for property. I put in an offer on 5 acres, and that did not go through, and that was a number of months ago. And we're still, don't make me big, North. And so you're silly. And so we are still continuing to look for other property, but I mean, we're just kind of doing the stuff here. What we got to do: fruit trees, massive amounts of food, expanded the garden. That'll be in another video, maybe later on in the week. And yeah, and we have friends with off-grid properties here, and we have our friend Gord too. So we're kind of spacing out everything and helping each other out, getting things done.
Doing the stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about. And I think, you know, at the top of the show, when Ontario was talking about, you know, kind of what his channel means to him, and part of it being sort of the fellowship and sharing knowledge. It's about learning. I think anyone who's got a channel that puts stuff out there, any type of knowledge, is interested in helping people. Right?
Yeah.
Those that want help or those that want to learn, whichever, it's about sharing knowledge, right?
Yeah. Like right now, I'm learning to do wine with Ontario Prepper. So
doing well too. Good student.
I'm doing different batches of wine. I bought the kit, and I'm like, now I go back and I watch his videos. So now I have to watch part 3. And then I'll be doing some stuff. I don't know if I'll have time tonight. It might be too late because I have to mod for Angry and for Magic. So we'll see if I get to it. But yeah, like definitely I'm learning from you. And then you did the beef jerky series, and yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, I'm always trying to think of new stuff to throw up for everyone. Like I said, you might take a ton of stuff out of it. You might just take a little bit out of it.
Yeah, like even your little vacuum seedling tip.
That's why everybody does what they do. And I know all you folks out there that have channels. I know you guys pour your heart and your soul into it. You see it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It's a big family here.
Yeah.
It's a big family, and it's worth doing the work. You got to find the balance in that work that you're willing to, you know, you got to find the balance for you.
Right.
Absolutely.
If you want to make it a living, work at it to make it a living. It's work. It's all work.
You know, like with Green Thumb Prepper, grow good food.
Yeah.
If you want to make it a learning thing, make it a learning thing. If you know.
Yeah. Start growing food.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't want to give away what we have happening here this year, but it'll be a video soon. I promise.
Don't give away your content here.
I know. Yeah. Right.
This is a chat back and forth between 3 Ontarians similar-minded, diverse, in stuff that we do, which I think is fantastic. And it's to field questions from the chat.
Yeah.
We
I
got the
wanted
three
to
of us
do,
here, plus everyone else in chat who can. And if we don't have the answers between the three of us, I'm sure there's somebody highly intelligent in chat that does have that information, right?
Yeah.
I was starting to do a little bit of gun porn, but being the way the government's being about guns right now and everything, I've sort of shied away from it. I don't want to, like, how do I put it, get eyes on me.
Yep.
And so I've really backed off of doing any of the gun cleaning, any of the firearms reviews.
Yeah.
I've sort of backed off of that due to what's happening here in Canada right now, folks. And it's actually happening to you over in the US, where they're trying to bash your your 2A all to hell because of the government that you have there that is similar minded to the government we have here and their ideology. It's completely ludicrous. That's the word. Imbecilic.
Panel, can you see the question that Hudson Valley just put up there?
Yeah. Do you see a non-violent way back from where you're at right now? Like with the trucker convoy, non-violent, right? Things changed. We saw some changes happen, right? Like what happened to the thing? It just disappeared, right? I don't know how to answer that question. I really don't. What about you guys?
Thanks, Angry Homesteader.
Go ahead, Ontario.
Sub this all.
Go ahead, Ontario, if you'd like to chime in on that question.
What was that question again?
The question was from Hudson Valley, and right. I believe the question was, do you see a way back, from a non-violent way back from
from what's going on here?
Right.
Want my honest opinion? I don't see the niceties working so well. Actually, a veteran, another veteran and myself went for a long walk and talk at the last freedom rally that I was at. And he says, how long do we keep with the niceties? Because this is just going to fizz out, he said. And this government is just not getting it. And I'm, and then I look at the whole thing as if, rioting started in the street tonight. I feel sorry for our law enforcement officers that are brought into the middle of this. Mm-hmm. What's being taken away from us here is completely wrong.
It's craziness. Okay? It's crazy.
Walking in to somebody's house in Texas and stealing your 45 out of your lockbox. And I don't know you nothing for. I'm just going to take it because I can. This has become a dictatorship here. Mm-hmm. And it needs to stop.
Yeah, it is scary. Yeah.
The only person that has the power to remove Skippy up there, Captain Obvious at the helm here, is going to steer right into an iceberg, would be the Queen of England. And she's not doing it. Some people believe that she's dead.
And I've heard things.
So
I've heard
do I think so? For that question, do I think this is going to end nice, or the niceties are going to keep going? No. Not when the police are running people over with horses. A clan mother of all people ran her over with a horse. And these are Toronto's finest. Now you're using the police to be brutal on its own citizens. That's illegal. It's unconstitutional all the way around. And a lot of lawsuits are on the go with this government right now. Yeah. They're coming from all directions. The CCFR, the Canadian Coalition for Firearms Rights, whatever, and then a whole bunch of other places are being sponsored by all these other gun places, and they're paying for all these big shot lawyers to try and stop this government in its tracks. I was on a site here that, if anybody's from Ontario here, might be familiar with. They're on Highway 11. They've been there since I was a little boy in diapers. Elwood Epps. I was on their site today, and yes, Justin Trudeau does get the Gun Salesman of the Year award. I can't even buy a handgun on there. They're all sold.
Yeah.
Sold. Go look at the list.
Yeah.
I went through it this morning, and I couldn't believe it. Sold, 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 sold. And this isn't just Elwood's place. This is all of them. Because I was on another one that's local here, NAS out in past Allenburg Bridge in Allenburg, Ontario. The only things he's got there are some of the consignment pistols.
Yeah, I don't even have my restricted.
Some of them are $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah.
They're Colts that are in collector's pieces, you know. There is a place in Hamilton called Al Simmons Gun Shop, and they do have a Colt there if anybody's interested. It's like they got the paperwork for this gun. Are you sitting down? I'll give you the price tag. $26,000.
Wow.
Canadian plus tax. Don't forget the government. He's going to want his piece. But this is one of the original Colt pieces, and 26,000 is the price tag. I always say if I win the lottery, I'm buying that gun. It's going to be mine, and it's very nice.
If you win the lottery, you should buy 2 of them.
If anybody wants to go look for this gun and see it, Al Simmons. Simmons.
Joe Morganson chat, he probably knows what you're talking about.
26K.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful piece. I want it. You don't need, by the way, you don't need a license for it. It falls under, in Canada, the antique status.
Oh. Okay. Very cool.
Well, anybody doesn't know in Canada here, if a gun is over a certain age, it gets antique status because ammunition is hard to find. Guys have learned how to trim casings for 44 Russians from other 44 casings and make ammo to fit these firearms. But they are antique status. You don't require a license to purchase one. That's
really interesting. The house right across the road from me that was bought from the older gentleman and lady that lived there who passed.
Right.
It was bought by their grandchildren. Well, their grandfather happened to be a world-class skeet shooter and has a loading room in his basement.
Wow.
Nobody in the neighborhood knows this. I do.
Wow.
Nobody else does.
Yeah, but if you look on any of the websites in Canada for any of the gun places, Mars Star, all of them, they're basically all sold out.
Yeah.
That's because our government is trying to ban the sale, to buy, sell, or transfer handguns. And this all stems from the shooting down in Texas at the school.
Yeah.
So us Canadians are being penalized. Law-abiding gun owners, we're being penalized for something that happened how many miles away from me? I didn't have anything to do with that. And you know what? It's people that kill people, not the guns that go out and kill people.
That's right.
I haven't had any of my rifles, my shotguns, or my pistols run down the road and shoot anyone. Never happened, ever.
Oh.
In my entire life. So this is crazy stuff that we deal with here in Canada. We're under a regime here. I know other veterans feel the same way as I feel. I feel right now like I'm a prisoner in my own country.
Yeah.
I won't go and get the vaccine. I'm sorry. I am not going to let you give me the vaccine. That's like saying you can rape me. I'm not getting it. It will never happen in this lifetime. Nobody's going to force this on me. Nobody.
No.
My answer is no. My child does not want it. He's 14. He says no. I say no. You got a problem with that? You know what? I'll just sell. Maybe I'll just have to sell everything and get out of here. You know, maybe I have family in Florida and I could probably get them to sponsor me. I'd feel safer down there than I do here in this regime that we're here in Kanakistan.
Yeah, there's a lot of Canadians that are leaving and going to Mexico. But, you know. So
right.
It is ridiculous. It's crazy. This is a crazy world.
I'm not allowed to even travel in my own country on a plane, a train, a bus. I don't know about a bus, maybe, I don't know, probably not. But and this is what it's come down to, that I can drive there.
There is an airline in Canada that said that to Trudeau. No, we're not subscribing to your bullshit. For the jabberdoodle necessity. They said no.
Wow.
No.
What's the name of that airline? Pure Blood Airlines?
I don't remember what the name
I don't remember the name of the airline either, but it was like
I said,
Freedom Airline. But
Pure Blood Airlines. I'm a Pure Blood.
Hey, we all sell our houses there, and we'll have enough money to go to Mexico by a private jet.
Yeah, we'll just rent it. Just drop us off and leave. And I got to bring my preps with me too. We're gonna get a big plane or what?
They're saying WestJet.
Yeah, between all your preps, Northern Girl, and yours, North, and some of these other people here, they're gonna want to come with us. We're gonna need a really big plane, maybe a couple,
right?
Yeah,
right, guys, like a jumbo jet.
Well, there's Herc's just up the street in Trenton.
Well, I can fly one of those on PlayStation 4, but I don't know about real life.
Keep practicing, buddy.
No, I work on it. I watched this one mentor aviator and watched how to fly 737s, and it can be pretty complex.
Now,
I wouldn't want to push the wrong button.
All right, guys and gals, let me chime in with the question that Hudson Valley said, and I agree with you both. But what I'm going to have to say is there a way out of this aside from some method of violence? 90%, 95% of me wants to say yes. But what the government is doing is they're just strong arming it, and they're pushing people around. They're silencing. Like Trudeau was so freaking scared, he hid from the Freedom Convoy and didn't even address their concerns.
No.
He just came in with a big fist and went squash on legal protesters.
Yeah.
Peaceful, unarmed people.
Yeah.
So once we've said we've had enough of that, and they come at it again, then that's when the gloves come off. And unfortunately, it may have to come to fisticuffs.
Yeah, time will tell. Let's see what happens.
We're looking at it this way. The fun's just begun. This is just the beginning of the show, everyone.
They were just dipping their toe in the waters.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay. Listen, how about this? Many of us here, especially probably everyone on panel, has seen the videos out of North Bay, the blue and white planes.
Yeah.
During the Freedom Convoy. Well, I think there were passenger planes for UN troops. I don't think it was Toronto police in Ottawa that strong-armed the protesters. I think it was hired goons from other countries.
100%, North.
And you know I could tell because I was there on the ground.
Yeah.
They didn't want to talk to you because they didn't speak English. They just stand there.
Yeah.
Exactly. Did they hardly speak at all?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
Not a word of anything.
No.
Cold, eh?
Well,
hey, Northern Girl, all the filming we were doing there, you could see it in their faces, eh?
Oh, crazy. Just craziness.
That's one of the first.
You could walk up to them and call them every foul word in the book. That's what you get.
One of the first rules of engagement in crowd control is never speak to the subject you're looking at. Well, that's a second rule. First rule is take out the dissident. Second rule is never engage in a conversation.
Yeah, just like the guards at the Queen's Palace.
Exactly.
They won't speak to anyone either.
No.
No, they can actually become aggressive if you push their buttons.
Oh yeah.
In a video somewhere where somebody was pushing their buttons and he got aggressive, and pointed a firearm at him.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man.
I seen one question on there. It's hard. Like I see it's flying by. Somebody was wondering what a pureblood is. That's somebody that never got the vaccine. We haven't taken any of the C19 vaccines, and that's become the name that everybody's adopted is pureblood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try not to use that V word too much here.
Yeah.
Pure through and through here.
Pure.
Always will be.
Trudeau is still a hoser, right? Yes, he is.
That's to put it lightly.
He's a hoser with two left feet and frickin' ugly
I have no respect for hosers, Bob and Doug McKenzie, I got, respect for those guys. It's actually, Trudeau's too good to be a hoser. He's worse than a bottom feeder. And so is his whole party. And that goes for the NDP too. And we were going to talk about politics and our stripes and stuff like that. Canada needs to really pull their act together here on the next. If we make it to the next federal election, the way things are going here right now, folks, today gas was $2.09 a liter.
All right.
4 liters. We're almost up at $10 a gallon.
Ontario, let's take an opportunity. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll do a quick little what's the skinny here. And for anybody new in the chat that doesn't know what's the skinny, it's just roughly where you are. We don't want your postal code or your address, just like roughly what state or region you're in, your fuel price, average price of ground beef this week, say price of a dozen eggs, daytime high or low if it's extreme in any way, any political crap. Thorhaven Farm, it's good to see you.
Hey, even if you guys have been seeing any aircraft, I'm interested.
Yep.
That's why once in a while, if I can film some of the aircraft that are flying around here, I've seen some pretty good stuff. They've been flying around with sub hunters over Lake Ontario and Erie. What else have they been flying around with? The Mercury's been flying around and coming in from down on the east coast of the United States. And if anybody knows what the Mercury is, that's a doomsday plane.
Okay.
A lot of Hercs moving around, a lot of Strato tankers doing patterns over cities that are questionable, and then carrying on and coming all the way down from in the south of the United States up in here, and they're tripping over into Canadian area. Because I live in Niagara Falls, I know there's an Air Force base, so that's where they're going to touch down and refuel. If they're coming to refuel, a lot of stuff moving around. I basically, as preppers, guys, we have to walk around with our heads on a swivel. Yeah. You're not going to know what direction it's coming from when it does. And, like Monkey Works, Daryl Cahoon. See, he knows. Monkey Works is a good one to follow, guys. He's tracking massive aircraft. The guy, that's what he's committed to doing. Yeah.
Yeah, look at Thorhaven Farm is in Quebec, just at $2.16 per liter.
Wow.
Guys and gals, I want to take a second just to highlight Thorhaven Farm. If you don't know Thorhaven Farm, did a very good video this week. I do have plans to have Darren on the channel again. I did do an interview with him to kind of introduce the channel last summer, which is great. Plans to interview him again or have him on panel would be awesome. But he did a great video this week. It was a very, very difficult video for him to do. And it's about this and what's happening in Canada.
Okay, I haven't caught that video yet, Thorhaven. My apologies. Lots going on with stuff after Mom's passing and whatnot. So I've been missing some people's stuff.
And the reason he's qualified to put out such a video is, he kind of knows a lot about that industry. I'll just leave it there. And if he wants to tell you any more about that, that's his business.
Right. God, we got a lot of talent here tonight.
No kidding. A lot of great shit.
North, I am like looking at this list here, and I see Sarah Nicole. She's in Norfolk. I see a lot of those aircraft I've been tracking that come up here are coming from Norfolk, and they're headed up to the Canadian border here. Because I live right by the border. I could walk a mile one direction, or I could throw a rock over across the river. I can throw that far and hit the United States. So I'm right by the bridges.
For the second time in a month here, our Canadian Tire store has not had diesel fuel available. The last time it was for about a week, maybe a little more than that. Now it's been a few days on this occasion. So what about that, guys and gals? Guys and gals in the chat, if anywhere around North America, around the globe, I think I saw Patty Bob was in there, so he's in Germany. Are you seeing any shortages or lack of availability of fuels? That's part of the skinny too, guys and gals.
Here's another one I'll add to the skinny. Have anybody been noticing farmers not planting fields? Because I have.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Soybean fields are not getting planted. Why? They've made it so impossible for the farmers to fertilize these crops and to get the seed or plant. This is all part of the plan. And, you know, that's where a lot of people look at us like we're the crazy people. No, we're not. We're just aware.
Well, in some areas,
we see what's going on around us. We don't walk around like this all day long. No. We do this stuff.
Ontario, in some areas, farmers are getting paid to not plant fields.
Right.
Okay, so if they're getting paid to, first of all, not plant the field, plus they don't have to pay for the seed, and then for the diesel to plant, the diesel to harvest, the fertilizer to fertilize it, you know?
Yeah. When it comes down to farming, you know, everyone, if they think that they're going to make battery-operated tractors and combines, here's a wake-up call for you. Never going to happen. And another thing, you know, they're promoting all this. I was looking at it this way. I've been looking at it this way for a while in regards to the Teslas and manufacturing these cars that need to be charged. Okay. Also is ridiculous. And the reason being is, you know, you got like in Canada here, we have what they call the Green Party. Well, here, Green Party, here's a little tidbit of information for you. You know all those spent fuel rods that are coming out of those nuclear reactors? They got to be put into the ground. And you know what? That ground's not contaminant free for 10,000 years. Does that sound environmentally friendly to you?
Right.
I know it doesn't to me. I'm not dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So we're planting poison in the ground. Awesome
we've got Dan Whitehead in the chat. He's a very, very good buddy of mine, like lives locally. We hang out.
He says farmers on Rice Lake.
When I want to go have a beer and sit by the fire with a buddy, I go see him. Right? He's
right on.
We're that kind of friends. He's here in the chat. He's about 20 minutes up the road from me, and he's saying up over by Rice Lake, most of the farmers have their crops in. And it's great to get these reports, especially locally.
We need to know this stuff.
This is part of our skinny. Now, Dan and I, we're in, and notice his comment about bees here as well, because he raises bees, so he knows. Okay.
No bees, no fruit on the trees.
But we're in orchard territory, right? Like heavy orchard territory. Thousands and thousands of acres of orchards. I've taken you guys for drives through them. Orchard and farming territory. And personally here, we are seeing crops in. And I mean, as far as orchards go, you know, when you put a tree in, it's going to be there for decades, right? So that's still continuing to go. As far as any of the bush farms, raspberry farms, blueberry farms, they're bushes. They stay, right? They're perennials. They go year after year. But corn, soy, stuff like that.
I noticed what Dan said there. He said something about no fruit on the trees, no bees. And it's funny that you said that, because today I have some jalapeno plants that I planted, and I'm looking at the flower on it, and I go, what's wrong here? And I go and touch it, and it falls off.
Whoa!
And I noticed that with a couple of tomato plants too. So, hey, they don't spray nothing in the air. That's all. I'm just imagining that stuff. And, what's going on?
Did anybody here on panel or in the chat have a terrible time this year with seed germination?
Yeah, I did.
There you go.
Yep.
I did.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, I'm kicking ass with the Hopi squash, the rare Hopi squash. I'm like full out on stuff this year. I'm not messing around.
Yeah. Daryl Calhoun's right. The pollinators are dying. There's not a lot of bees around.
No.
You know what? And that's where You know, a lot of them will call us nut bars. Oh, chemtrails, that doesn't happen. You want
Yeah,
that?
peppers.
They're spraying stuff in the air, folks.
Oh
And
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
killing off our
Yeah.
pollinators. It's polluting our waterways. It's wrecking our plants, but they're not doing it. Another big problem I noticed down here, and it was brought from Europe many years back, try and wipe out grape fields, was powdery mildew.
Wait for a second there. Bill B here in the chat says Canadians screw themselves by giving up their guns.
Thank you for addressing this.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
You know what? When the mandatory long gun registry came up, guess what we said? Have a big stuck in my ass. Mandatory this.
Yeah.
You don't think we got what? Oh, that's interesting.
We ain't giving up anything. I know I'm not giving up anything.
Nope.
Come get them. Lost them in a boating accident. Prove me wrong.
Find them in a boating accident, lose them in a boating accident, whatever.
I remember your boating accident. It wasn't good.
Somebody's going to find him in a boating accident. I have boating accidents all the time.
They happen constantly.
Yeah. Which is why life jackets are so freaking important.
Yes.
Safety on the water, guys and gals. Life jacket, fire extinguisher.
And in Ontario, it's mandatory to have a boater's license. You have to have a license to ride, and you have to do a course. Same with our gun courses. Same with our restricted gun courses. I got more licenses out the wazoo.
Yeah.
You know, I have a restricted class firearms license. I'm allowed to buy handguns. And now I got a government telling me I'm not allowed to buy them, sell them, or transfer them. So what's the big game plan here, guys?
Well, I want to chime in.
On the door to get it, or
I want to chime in about the whole bee thing just quickly. You know, like many of you, I've got my ear to the ground, you know, throughout North America. I know folks all over the place. I talk to folks all over the place daily, weekly, throughout the continent, and, you know, also across the globe. And what I've seen, like I know beekeepers from freaking Louisiana to Alaska, okay, like right from top to bottom. And the consensus is through all of them, many of them saw massive losses of bees over the winter.
1 second, I'll be right
back. Right, Dan. That was fun. We need to do that again.
Yeah.
Man, those were some good perch. Best freshwater fish I've had in years.
Awesome. Yeah. You're due for a little fishing trip, eh?
Certainly am. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I like cold water fish better than, you know, I don't want to eat some summer stank ass frickin' pike, but out of the ice or a spring pike, that is some nice eating. I
love pike fishing.
Pike is great. Oh, it's a ton of fun. It's a huge fish to drag in, you know, and it's really good eating out of the cold water. Anything out of the cold water. Oh, good Lord. Any whitefish out of the cold water. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, salmonoid. I mean, you know, some of the valleys in the lakes on Temagami are hundreds of feet deep. And they've got lake trout in them, right? And it's some of the best lake trout you ever want to have. It, you know, the temperature of the water just keeps them so fresh and delicious. But, yeah, you get perch or pickerel or pike out of those lakes. It's just amazing.
Some of the fondest memories I have is coming up from the Burkes Falls area of Ontario and going on. We had a cottage on Horn Lake, and there used to be this little side lake that used to be off Horn Lake. You had to go through this trail for about, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile. And my grandfather used to carry the canoe in because my Uncle Russell used to build canoes that were so lightweight you could carry a canoe in one hand and a fishing rod in the other. But we'd go back there and we'd get bass in the morning. We'd go back to the cottage. My grandpa would clean them up. My grandma would fry them up in butter, and we were eating. And those were the days I'll never forget. It's some of my fondest memories being a child.
That's awesome.
Just getting up. He'd wake me up. Kevin, come on, get up. Come on, Kevin, get up. Oh, we're going fishing. Ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Those are the memories you got to keep in your head. And,
you know, somebody was asking you. Regina N was asking you, was Ontario Prepper saying something about garden bugs? But you just
no, not garden bugs. I was talking. Remember, if you get we get a lot of ladybugs down in our area here. They're your friends. They bring you good luck. But if you see ladybugs crawling on any of your plants, leave them, because they're eating other bugs, and the other bugs fear them, so they won't go near. Another thing to keep the bugs away, if you're starting to have any bug problem, marigolds. None of the Ophidites like marigolds. They hate the smell of it, or something about it. They just don't like. So, no.
Marigold started.
I was going on about powdery mildew. And it was actually that powdery mildew that happens to plants. You'll know when you get it on there, because your leaves will all start turning white. That was actually introduced in this area from Europe. And what it was to try and decimate our grape crops here. And that's where it originated. T.G. Brighton Company has a big write-up that I got into some of their old files and started reading up on it. And that's where it originally come from. And they had to bring in sulfur and stuff like that, trying to deal with it. There's other things that you can use to get rid of it. I'm actually going to do a video on a product that you can actually, you're listening, Jen?
Yeah.
At a wine store. It gets rid of powdery mildew. And usually 1 dose is all you're going to need.
Okay.
People say use milk and stuff. It doesn't work.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing a video on that now.
Like the milk thing did not work for me either.
No. And actually, I think the stuff that you have to use, it comes in 2 key bags here. So I'll probably end up by having
I know what you're going to say it is, but we'll wait for your video.
No, it's not what you think it is.
Okay.
It's in that line, but.
Okay, somebody asked, where was it? Oh, Daryl, my friend Daryl. Rabbits hate marigolds with a question mark? I don't know. I don't have a rabbit issue here. Like, we're fully fenced in. I don't have any nuisance things coming to eat my garden and stuff. So I don't know.
I plant a lot of marigolds with my tomatoes and around, and I don't really have any issues with any. I actually videotaped a rabbit out my backyard tonight, and I think I'm going to name it Rabbit Stew. At any rate, he was hopping around, and he wasn't bothering with any of the strawberry plants, and he was staying at the back, and he was eating my Chinese silvergrass that's pretty evasive as the one that North likes there. What is that? The sunchoke.
The which?
The sunchoke.
You stop.
I know, no sunchoke jokes.
I gotta dig them all out, man.
Yeah.
It was very kind of Bettina to give me some, because I was curious about it and stuff like that. So I stuck them in the ground, and I didn't get all the tubers when I harvested them the last fall, and it's just.
Well, I got Chinese silvergrass here, and I'm telling you, it's just as bad as your sunchoke issue.
It's a very interesting situation.
Yeah, I got it spreading like wildfire, and it makes a wall. But I like it. I got a pretty high fence at the back, 8 foot, but this stuff goes 16, 17 feet high, and it's thick. When it all grows in, I can actually step into it, and I vanish.
Wow!
It's like stepping into the jungle. It's actually
the corn.
It's pretty cool. Wait till it grows up. I'll do a video on that too. Want to see somebody disappear really fast into the jungle?
Children of the Jerusalem artichokes. Yeah.
Oh God.
And yes, critters do not like marigolds. Personally, I've never planted any. I just do some. I've got a tiny amount of space, so I try and use it to put food in there. If I'm going to put anything in it at all, it's going to be food. And the problem I've had with critters is, I get urban rabbits that come in, and they love frickin' yellow beans, obviously more than I do, because they dedicate more time to being out there and eating them before they're frickin' ready. They'll eat the whole plant right down to the dirt.
I got to turn some lights on. It looks like it's getting dark here.
Hi, Billy. Billy, I don't know why you haven't seen me in a year. I've been on the YouTube for a year. I'm doing okay. My mom just passed away on the 17th, but I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking.
Bitter, stay well. Good to see you.
Bitter's doing the stuff too.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Ontario gets back, Ivan and Joe have a question there. They sent me this question earlier. I'm not an expert gardener. That's kind of what I sent them. Because I don't know. Leaf miner.
I'm not certain. Somebody you might want to connect with is Green Thumb Prepper too.
Yeah.
Yeah, leaf miner, we don't have that issue here. The only other thing that we have the bigger thing that we have a problem down in this area here is the slugs. When you're trying to grow green beans, when they start to come up, that fresh new green stuff, they're all over it like sick 'em.
Yeah.
They eat most of the leaves off. You just got a stem sitting there like that the next morning.
Yeah.
Leaf miners we don't get here. I've never had to deal with them. I don't know much about them.
No.
You know?
No, I guess you could check out some YouTube channels and just do a search on it for leaf miners, how to get rid of them.
Yeah, and
yeah.
Slugs, they seem to be the worst when it comes to decimating any kind of crop. They love cabbage.
They also love zucchini.
Pull it down.
Yeah. What I do with my zucchinis is if I have them like sitting like on top of my Hugo culture garden pile, what I'll do is I'll stick a rock underneath my zucchini so that the slugs can't really access it. And then you can put beer in there too, and slugs like beer.
Yeah, coffee grinds, that'll work good.
Yeah.
See, look at all the knowledge here. Everybody knows a cure to something on here.
Yeah.
Beer in a bowl for slugs. Yep, they like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Same way of getting rid of fruit flies when you start getting them in the house. Just put down some cider vinegar or red wine vinegar or even wine. And they love that. They'll just drown themselves in it.
Yeah.
Sean in Alaska just gave a suggestion for leaf miner. Let me just scroll up just so I can verbalize on it. That's way too far up.
Is a slug burger a real thing? I hope not. I won't eat it.
No, I'm not. That's not on my. That's not
on
my.
No way.
It was about hot pepper or something. Ivan and Joe, Sean in Alaska gave a suggestion here for leaf miner: hot pepper spray or neem oil for leaf miner.
Yeah, diatomaceous earth too. I have used for sluggies.
I got some DE. Yeah.
All I can say to anybody is research before you start putting anything around your plants. You know, like salt, it'll kill slugs, but salt also kills your plants too. If it, if you go crazy with it or something like that, and then the plant's sucking it up through the ground, and then it just dries out and dies. You got to be really cautious of what you're using, and research it. You can always reach out to any of us on our channels, and if we have an answer, we'll get. Like we have no problem getting back to people and telling them answers to.
We got 90 people in here, 90 really, really smart people in here, with amazing knowledge bases on planting, bushcraft, all kinds of stuff, right? So
awesome,
all kinds of answers. Sean in Alaska, another great channel. Go check him out, guys and gals. If you don't know him. He's building his off-grid cabin in Alaska this summer. Seriously, go check him out.
In his kilt.
Cabin in Alaska.
Oh, shit.
This summer.
I did that by accident.
Seriously,
okay.
Go check him out.
Oops.
Somebody just mentioned Johnny's Harper's new video about mushrooms. And I guess I'm not getting notifications for certain channels. I know I was unsubbed from Tennessee Tactical. I'm not getting notifications for Ontario Prepper stuff. Not getting notifications for a few channels.
Yeah, Johnny Harper is another good channel, absolutely. And if he's got a new mushroom video out, that's great, because he does have older videos out on how to propagate mushrooms as well. So definitely worth checking out.
Yeah,
Johnny Harper. That's
yeah, he's in Hawaii. He's like a chef.
Is it Chef's Table with?
It's the Scouts.
Scouts Table. With Johnny Harper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
yeah. There's a good one. All the fires at the processing plants. Who threw that up there? I just got a glimpse of it. Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty curious.
It's all convenient, isn't it?
Okay.
Fires at all these processing plants. Isn't that odd?
Very interesting.
I know.
Especially when we've had, 3-4 years of crop failures due to flooding, due to too much heat, due to not enough water,
It's just like that big flood and landslide that happened out in BC. Remember?
Yeah. How many years ago were you?
The army was in on it.
Hmm.
Those trucks bringing in explosives.
How many years ago was this one?
What do you mean? It was last year.
Okay. Because when we were out west,
that town all underwater in a matter of no time at all.
Yeah.
I have it was another channel. I was Vancity Prepper. She was going on about the earthquakes, and I said, well, I really truly believe that they're controlling it, and then she come up back with some other comments. You just go and look it up, folks. In 1941, the RAF was dropping bombs in Germany, and guess what? These bombs were made to go deep and create earthquakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
I really believe all of this is happening, and the way it's playing out here is all part of a big plan. And they've been planning this one for years.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like what I'm seeing now in all my entire life. And I'm sure North's on the same page, Northern Girl, and all you folks and fine folks in chat here.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
What? We're not allowed to say Merry Christmas anymore. It's Happy Holidays. Look at this country. I don't want to use the language. Either fit in or flock off.
Okay, so Dan Whitehead has a good show to watch.
Hi.
The Biggest Little Farm. Go check it out.
Yeah, we need to let's get Ontario Prepper some subs. He needs his community page because he's got lots of people
to get my community
share with people.
That's a great idea.
I'm going to go to Ottawa too. I'm James Top running across the country. I'm hoping to attend there with Veterans for Freedom. I had a friend of mine whom I met on Facebook Marketplace.
Ontario. I'm going to give you the floor for a minute. I want you to talk on this point in case people don't know what this is all about.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back too. Are you okay on your own?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So James Top is a Canadian Armed Forces ex-personnel. He's a veteran. He's running across Canada to Ottawa in protest of what's going on in our country. He's actually gotten a couple of charges for speaking out against certain things in the against the government and the V. And if everybody knows what the V is. And so Veterans for Freedom organization and many Canadians are planning on meeting James Top when he finishes in Ottawa. So this man has ran across the country to go see the Prime Minister of Canada. Now, the way I see it, if the Prime Minister can't face friendly truckers and little girls with suckers, because I had kids giving me candy there, it was quite the thing. The Prime Minister ran away from these good people, including myself, when all we wanted to do was just talk to him and about mandates and freedom of choice, and he avoided the whole situation altogether and ran away. Do I think that he's going to face James Top? No. I think he's going to go run and hide and do what he does best.
Yeah, I agree.
Hide from everybody. And I don't think that he will show his face. The only person that's had the only politician that has shown his face and spoke up for us in Ottawa was Pierre Poilievre. I probably minced his last name. I have trouble pronouncing last names like his because it's a whole bunch of humble jumbo. But he was the only one that had the decency to face people. You know, it's pretty sad when you have veterans at the war memorial being arrested, and some of them even to the point they handing their medals to them and saying, here, we don't want them anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
And these guys are the ones that have done tours in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yeah.
They've watched their friends slaughtered. Okay. And this is the way our government's treating veterans. This is not the way it is. Remember, as Trudeau's made it very clear to the whole world, veterans are asking for more than they can give, which is sad. And that's saying it to a veteran in a town hall meeting out west, a man who lost his leg in combat. What's wrong with this big picture?
Right.
You know, and I know a lot of you has been at my door. He is exactly what you see. Yes, Canagian, you're right. I did the meet and greet. I did a video. It's very lengthy. I actually put in the description where it starts. We got close up with Pierre in St. Catharines for the meet and greet. It's in my video playlist. If you go looking for it, I have a gift, and my gift is that I can get near people, I can talk to people, and I can feel their energy. And I felt Pierre's energy. He's the real deal.
Okay.
And anything that anybody's reading from certain websites like One Free Press and all this going on about Pierre's part of the WEF and all that, face it, it's the liberal spin doctors hard at work with their propaganda machine cranking out the crap. And everybody's just gobbling up going, oh, he's a bad guy. Oh, look at this, he's part of the WEF. No, he's not. He made it very clear he's not part of it. And I believe in him. I think he would make he's the guy that I think that can put Canada back on track. And I will stand. I am voting for him. He is going to be my number one choice. I don't even have a number two choice. Only one, him.
Yeah.
I believe him.
I have to say, as a veteran of this country, I'm happy to have served my country. I'm proud to have served my country and done what I had to do to protect the people in it. I don't care what job you get in the military, whatever you're told to do or asked to do, it's a freaking shit job.
Yeah. And
I do it again.
Yeah.
I do it again. But the current administration makes me question my service.
Me too.
Yep.
Which is horribly unfortunate. Like, can you think of the men and women that came before us during the Great Wars?
Mm-hmm.
The things that they did for this? They would be rolling in their graves.
They already are.
Yep. Yeah. And I made a post, I think it was like the day after Memorial Day. I would spend some time with my cousin. He did 2 tours in Bosnia.
Right.
He was also held prisoner of war along with my other cousin, Leslie. And I guess he was asked to go to the Ukraine. And he says, are we getting paid? And they said, nope. He says, no fucking way.
You know, I could go to Ukraine right now if I wanted to. So could North, but we're not.
No.
No. What we need to take care of is here.
Yeah.
And when we joined the service, when we joined the Canadian Armed Forces, we all take an oath of allegiance to protect this country against domestic, foreign, and abroad. Wow. The abroad we don't have to worry about right now. We got more domestic and foreign issue in our country.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And I will defend this country.
Protect the country against
those
enemies,
two
foreign
words.
and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
And there are domestic enemies here. And some of them hold a lot of power.
And like
I'm not going to go any further. I'm just going to say that. You guys use your imagination. Read between the frickin' lines.
Yeah.
And it's just like at my house last night where I was telling you guys we were back studio about what I had to do last night. It's not that I can walk. And this is a neighborhood I know. I was born in Niagara Falls. I know this place like the back of my hand. I know every little alleyway, cubby hole. I know the best places to eat in Niagara. If anybody wants to ask me those questions, I know the greatest places. Niagara has some of the finest cuisine and wines, and some of the best chefs. And I know some great places here. If anybody ever wants to email me and ask me, hey, I'm coming to the Falls. You know what? If any of you guys come to the Falls, I'd love to meet you. Okay. And you're always welcome at my home. You're all family. In Northshore, you know, man, you're supposed to bring down the camper. Me and you got some fort stuff to do, right?
Rex Racer in the chat. What do we do to arrest these threats domestic? Well, first of all, some of them we have to vote out of office.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Back in the day.
And then they can be brought up on
treason and sedition. Or we're hanging offenses. We need a total electoral reform in Canada. Okay, we already all knew that Doug Ford was going to win the provincial election.
It was a no-brainer.
We all knew, but he was the lesser of the three evils. The Liberals. Well, look at the NDP; they were second, and their big fearless leader, Andrea, she resigned as soon as she lost. Oh, I give up.
Well, it's pretty unfortunate in any political system when the choice that we're left with is to choose the one that'll harm us the least.
You know, and I've heard a lot of bad stuff about Stephen Harper. But honestly, Canada was in good shape with him.
Oh, Harper.
I know, but we were still good. He got us through that recession, remember? I'll give him that. He pulled us through, yeah. Tall trees and short ropes, damn straight.
Yeah.
Oh, you were talking to James Top about James Top, and I'm going to go and meet him when he comes through my town.
Oh yeah, when's that?
That'll be probably, I'm thinking around the 12th or 13th, maybe the 14th.
Well, I was actually mentioning about Luvio. Luvio, I met on Marketplace through Facebook. And he actually wanted to buy this big Italian wine demijohn off me, and it was in the basket and everything. It was a really nice one, and I had it up for like $35. So I'll give you 25 for it. And I said okay. And he says, "Well, I live in St. Catherine." I said, "Hey man, you know what? My kid's got elite power skating tonight, and I go to the arena. Do you know where that is? The Seymour Hannah complex?" He goes, "Yeah, I live like right close to it." I said, "I'll meet you there." So I met him. He was another guy that helped out. He's all for veterans. He actually showed up at the recent Freedom Rally with his little girl. He's always away on stuff. So he said to me, he already told me, Kev, my name's Kevin, everyone, so everyone knows. He said, and he helped sponsor money when I went on the other things besides what Jen and everybody else helped raise up to send us to get boots on the ground there. Get on the ground news footage, and that's exactly what we did. We did the stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Luvia goes, I want you to go to Ottawa, and I said, well, Luvia, I got to put money together for this, And like I said, I'm a single dad. I'm on a pension, and it only goes so far when you got a mortgage and everything, and house and car and prepper one sucking the life out of me. But I'm just on things I want to upgrade and make better. But he goes, no, man, I'm going to give you $200. I'm going to cover your fuel there and back.
Awesome.
So that's already done. It's done. He said he hasn't sent me the money yet, but he says, no, I'm gonna cover that for you. But he said, I want you there. I want you to be there.
Right on. And
because you need to be there.
Yeah, I want to be there too.
Before you.
Yeah, I want to be there too. I have some decisions that I have to make.
I think you should be there too, John. I think between our two channels, we could do some really great work there. Some great filming and get the info out. We got guys like North here that we can start doing the lives with. If Rage is back up and fit, he'll be able to, bounce it around. We can bounce up different lives, either me and North or you and North or you and Rage or me and Rage or all.
Totally supporting that.
Yeah, I'll see. Money's tight right now for me.
Oh, so I know everybody. I hear you.
I'd have to. I'm considering selling my quad because it doesn't get used anyways, right? And then I have a camper trailer that I purchased last year that I can also sell. So
I think the camper trailer you should keep. We've discussed, like you might need it.
yeah.
Like if you and Alex came down here, you got Prepper One sitting right in the driveway. It's like a rolling house.
It's tough for us to leave. We have like the chickens and
I don't know.
the babies now, the chicken babies and the 2 dogs and the garden and
The zoo. You got a zoo to take care of. That's all. That's it. It's understandable.
yeah.
Riley and I plan on coming up and visiting anyway.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And I wish you could have come to Ottawa North. I understand the situations, but I know you're there in the back scenes doing your job, and I know you're going to be getting the information on which is what we need you to do. We'll do the running and we'll get the info, and you just got to get it out there.
Yeah, certain stuff I'm limited to right now, and I'm working on stuff I need to stay working on.
Yeah, you are.
So I'll leave it like that, and I'll help any way I can. You know that.
Oh, I know. We'll start doing the lives when we're in Ottawa, and
hey, if I can figure out a way to stream if you're up in Ottawa and you're
that's what we're gonna do
live, and I can stream it through mine. If I can figure that out, boom! I'm more than happy to do that.
Like what we did in January and February.
Exactly. So, yeah.
We're gonna do the same thing. Northern Girl could be there too. So this James Top is a huge deal.
Yeah. And he does have a channel, folks.
V4F was asking me to do some security work. So I've done security work in the past. I used to have my license in it. But then they were also looking at my fire service record. And I'm trained like in fire scene investigation. So I'm like basically a fire cop. So I act and I carry myself accordingly when I'm doing security and anything like that. I think outside the box. I have no choice but to think outside the box, and that's the way I do things. I can usually pick up on nefarious people as soon as they come near me because I have that special gift, and I can feel their energy, and I know if they're hostile. I pick up on it.
Oh, I'm gonna get hostile.
Too.
Got the Warhammer.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Have you had any chance to
whack anybody with it yet?
Only Alex twice.
Okay, well, fair enough. My name's Paul, and that's between y'all. But I was going to ask you, have you had a chance to show it to your uncle, the curator of the museum, yet?
I brought it to my mom's funeral service and was hoping that my uncle would show up, but I think that his health is kind of deteriorating, so he was not there. So I'm gonna have to make a special trip into town. Gotcha. and get to go over and talk to him about it, because he'll know stuff.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm thinking about you've obviously had some time to spend a little time with it and look at it and see the different dyes on it, the different colors.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's probably gonna go a long way toward helping figure out which tribe or clan it came from.
Yeah,
which would be. I can't wait to learn more.
Yeah, me too. And thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. It belongs there more than it belongs here. So you just be the custodian of it for now.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think everybody should have a tomahawk in their preps. So what's anybody got any new big preps here they want to tell us about?
I've got a secret one.
Oh, yours is top. Is it top secret or secret? Well,
you already know about it, but
yeah.
So it's not. Yeah.
I know what it is.
I know what it is too.
We're not.
We can't spill the beans.
Yeah, we can't. We're not allowed.
One thing that I do want to bring up now that we have like 100 people in chat, something like that, 86. I was talking with Gord. We were over at Gord's yesterday, and he emailed me again this morning, and he said that his pharmacy could only fill his prescription of 120 tablets with 30. So he's out like the rest of his prescription, and he can't get any more, and the pharmacist doesn't know when she can get them. So just be aware that this might be happening for other people. And yeah.
That's one of my mistakes. I keep it behind the
Like
couch.
mountain lacquer over there. I could see it out of the corner coming. Years us Oz. Yeah, Twin Towers. Did you know the number? 341 343 firefighters died that day. 343. It's actually printed on a lot of the trucks. They even put 343 on a lot of the trucks here. I almost said 341. I don't know why. Twin Towers. Yeah, a lot of people died that day. It was horrible. And a lot of say it was controlled. I've talked to other veterans, and we all look at it. That was a controlled demolition.
Yep.
There's no way jet fuel burns that hot.
No, I have a video up on my channel actually about the bills. What's on the American bills? You fold up the bills. You can go and look at that video, folks, if you want to see that.
I actually have a special FDNY baseball hat that was brought to me from Twin Towers. It's brand new. It came from Ground Zero, and I don't wear it. I actually have it in a bag to keep it really nice. It's actually a certified piece of memorabilia that's come from Ground Zero. I can let you see it if you want to see it. It's a nice hat.
Yeah, that's a special piece for sure.
I'll get it. I'll let everybody see it, just so you can see it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I like it.
We'll give you Biggie status.
Yeah. There you go. Hi, Deanna.
Hey, Chad.
Hi, Arnold. Regina, Pasa, Nazi.
Alexandra, I hadn't said hello.
Thank you.
Runes. Nosy. Ting Ting.
So here's the hat.
All right. Let me just biggie up so folks can see you.
FDNY.
Nice.
And then it has in the inside, it says in here, the printing, it's all printed right in here. It's Ground Zero, from Ground Zero. And it's hard to read. All New York City logos, and here they made a property of, they've made this property of the city of New York. It's even all lined in nice with all the nice FDNY stuff on the inside. But yeah, 343 firefighters lost their lives that day.
Yeah.
And then not to mention all the ones that died of cancer years down the road after.
Right.
Due to the asbestos in the building.
Yep.
The Ground Zero became very toxic.
Yep.
And you learn about toxic thing, a lot of toxic stuff in the fire service.
Well,
it's amazing what can kill you.
The thing about it is, like you said, Ontario is that jet fuel does not burn that hot. Thermite does. Thermite does.
Yes. Not jet fuel. Jet fuel didn't bring those buildings down.
Shape charges do.
Yep. Yeah. Simtech does too.
Absolutely. But yeah, jet fuel doesn't burn that hot.
No. Not enough to bring that building down. That building was made to take a jet strike. When they built it, they knew what they were building. These are like engineers that know their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, when they built them, they didn't, the asbestos issue that came to light years after that, like after the construction of it. But they were always in the process of removing asbestos from those buildings.
Yeah.
And never finished. It's all an inside job.
Well, yeah, I quite agree. I remember exactly what I was doing. And I'm sure
I was on a jet. You came at me with a box cutter. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to fight you.
When that took place. I mean, on that day, you think about it. All the evidence, say this come out of the Pentagon, whatever limited evidence that they've released from there was no evidence of a plane hitting anything at the Pentagon. However, there was plenty of evidence of a missile hitting it.
Yeah, plenty of evidence of aircraft's parts lying around it. And not being from the aircraft that they was supposed to have hit. So some people that are really high aviation experts out in the world we're looking in the box going, hey, that doesn't belong to a Boeing 737. We know what that belongs to, and that ain't from a Boeing 737. What about, let's go on about Flight 99. Man, the plane hit the ground and nothing left of it. When has that ever happened?
Not once ever.
Vaporized.
Yeah.
On impact. Nothing left. Big plow trough in the middle of a field, but nothing left of it. Weird.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's been questionability about the color of the planes that were hitting the trade centers. Gray. Which says to me, military type aircraft.
Crazy world.
Yeah. That's what we live in. That's why we're all preparing, right?
Yeah. Don't stop.
No, keep doing the stuff, folks. Like I said, you're all rock stars on here.
Stack it. Grow it. If you've got a little pot, stick it outside and grow something in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm trying to do 3 cantaloupe plants in a big planter.
Oh, they're hard. They start going everywhere.
I tried zucchinis in a big planter. They didn't like it there. They want to be in the ground.
I know, North, but I'm running out of space here on the mini homestead.
Oh, I know what you're doing. And
you know, keep the critters out of it.
Pardon?
Right? Then you got to keep the critters out of it, right?
It's called the pugs. Right now I have to.
They're into it the worst.
I don't have no critters. I don't have to worry about critters.
Uh-huh.
I really don't. No, we're fully fenced in here, and as long as I keep the chickens out, which I already told Alex, no, chickens are going on lockdown now. I'm not playing games because the garden's all in and we're growing stuff. They're on lockdown, and we got four new chickens. I haven't even done a video. I've just been so tied up, but they're going to be coming. And so keep the chickens out, keep the pugs out, and then you can grow stuff. So it's underway.
Got a pug problem. Ting Ting was very angry when they went to boot camp. Ting Ting, I wasn't angry when I went to boot camp, but when I was in boot camp, the Gulf War was declared. I just got into boot camp. I was there for a while, and it's like, boom, we're at war. And I'm like, shit, what did we just get into? Crap, my timing sucks.
Wow.
But whatever, you do what you do. And that specific period in time made it as interesting as it was for me during my time in service and the progression of it and what I saw take place there, which was the dawn of fiber optics, which leads us to where we are now with these things being tracking devices for everybody.
Yeah. If shit hits the phone, everybody take your phone and smash it.
Well, hey, one of my methods of combating all this crap and the lockdowns and this and that was just everybody just shut your phones off for 5 months.
Yeah.
Right? But people would lose their shit. And
well, I wish I could, but you guys are calling me all the time.
I don't do that. Well, yes, I do. Never mind. Sorry. I retract that.
These people don't know that we have 3-way phone calls all the time.
Yes, we do. And it gets
a lot of fun. Late night phone calls. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we're always us three here are the three amigos, and we keep in touch all the time. We know the left hand knows what the right hand is doing and so forth on the other end over here. There he is down there. I see you, North.
It's important to do that, guys. I was like,
yeah,
it's sort of like part of a mag in your region, right?
Yeah.
Within a couple hours, I can reach out and touch Ontario. Within a few hours, I can reach out and touch NorthernGirlhobbies, right? All in Ontario, sharing information back and forth, what's going on, sort of fairly locally within that. And you saw Dan Whitehead, my buddy, 20 minutes up the road here in the chat.
And that's like
sometimes Joe, 20 minutes up the other way. Right.
Being that we're all in Ontario and we see sales, we're letting each other know, because if it's like at a Canadian Tire and like you find 500 rounds for $7, I'm going to be letting North know right away and Northern Girl, go check Canadian Tire. They got it in there yet? Yeah. I couldn't believe when I got that score.
Which is why I mentioned that Canadian Tire here has had no diesel for a week, a month ago, and
Yeah,
now
we're
there's
watching.
no diesel again, right? And just to apprise them of that situation, in case they're experiencing the same thing at the same gas station in their region. That's what the skinny's about.
Right.
Yeah, keeping your
That's
neighbor
right.
informed.
Yeah, everybody's keeping everybody informed of what's going on. It's raining here now. Great. I don't have to water the garden, and my pool's filling up again for free.
Yeah, we
I
actually
love
have
it.
a.
We needed some rain here.
We got rain today finally, so that was a blessing.
It's great when it lightnings too, folks, because that puts nitrogen in the air, and your plants love it. If you didn't know
actually
that.
have a weather warning here for severe rain, but it hasn't come through yet. I was going to mention it at the top of the chat, which is almost 2 hours ago now, but we haven't had a problem. So I was just going to say, we've got weather. If this shuts off, we'll start it up again.
You're just across the lake from me, Northshore, and we're getting hit here now.
Yeah.
Is it raining there now?
It's raining here right now. Yes, Michigan. Metal is chiming in from Michigan. It's raining there right now.
Yeah, well, they'll be getting hit too because it's just coming in on a big swoop down over the Great Lakes, right?
Yeah. So Jenny got it too. So yeah, just
all day. Yeah.
All day. Breakfast raining there now.
Yeah, Metal. That's Northshore's brother.
Raining here finally.
Yeah.
Less lightning, great for our plants. Yes, Metal for breakfast. Yep, absolutely.
Metal's growing turtles in his garden.
Oh yeah.
Chasing in Kentucky. Someone just
hand off.
Noodlehead's chasing storms in Kentucky.
Interesting.
Pouring in Chicago.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Wow, big system.
Indiana, rain.
Mm-hmm.
Noodlehead just returned from storm chasing in Kentucky.
I wonder if Tennessee's gotten any rain. Pinball has been saying that their weather channel has been saying they're going to get rain for like 2 weeks, and they haven't had a frickin' drop. And he's waiting on his pond to fill up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's losing a lot of faith in the weather channel down there. They need some rain. Temiskaming Shores. Raining lots. Okay.
Anybody been in chat here been to Ottawa during the convoy?
Not I.
I don't think so.
No.
My buddy from Southern Ontario came up to visit me a couple of weeks ago. He was up there.
Oh, somebody had rain start. Oh, it's coming down good here now. I can hear it. Coming down buckets.
Billy, Canadian.
The other day, so I'm waiting. I want a good rain. I planted as many beans as I could. I was limited on the space between a fence and a garage, and you know what? I just started planting. You know what? Even if they're crowded, I don't care. I've done it crowded before, and I still had like a field of beans, and I was so many of them. I was blanching them and freezing them. I swear by backpackers, folks, too. I did one video on backpacking. I'm going to do some more on backpacking. I swear by it. I buy double rolls of the Cuisinart stuff. You can buy the Food Saver brands. Varies from place to place, but the Cuisinart seems to give you the most for your money. Like you get the more for your money.
For the vac seal?
For the bags.
Okay.
The rolls.
Okay, yeah.
My own bags.
Yeah, the rolls you can make your own size. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get them like the 8-inch by 20-foot long roll.
They're still about $1 a foot, though.
No. I buy the 8, and then it's by 40 feet, and I cut them to whatever length I want, and I'm getting 2 rolls. That's a total of 40 feet for $24. Canadian Tire.
All right, you're doing good then.
Oh yeah, I get down to the last roll. I'm go get another 2. I've been doing things that way too, folks. If you're buying stuff and you use it, go and have another one to replace it. Don't
buy 1, buy 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to buy some more of that stuff. And what's the rate of like being able to reuse those ones?
Depends. If you put meat in them, I don't really want to reuse them. You can rinse them out and use them for something else. The meat ones, Riley likes to wash them out with good degreaser soap. he likes to keep that stuff. And then he says, Dad, we can vac pack ammo with it or any of the other preps that we don't have to really worry about and get reuse out of it. So we try to reuse as much as we can.
Yeah.
I've had some where vac packing white peas leaves a lot of indentations after you take it out. And then it was the peas are really hard on it. So trying to, and stretches it out. So what happens is it makes it hard to seal in with by tossing that out. But the meat ones, Riley's really adamant about washing them and washing them well. And we use them over again. And then my gravity trick, it always seems to work because the ceiling always becomes the sealing area always becomes contaminated by liquid. And what happens when it goes to seal, the liquid is cooling off the heating element, so you're not getting a proper seal. And anything that I seal, I always go back and check whether I put it in the freezer. I'll pull it back out to see if it's lost its seal. If it has, it's got to be redone. But 9 times out of 10, my gravity trick works.
Yes, it's a great tip. So,
but I did make a mistake once. I'll be honest. I forgot to seal the bottom. Everything hit the floor. Oops. Riley goes, 2-second rule, Dad. We'll have to wash that meat off. So we haven't washed the meat off, and that's the only mistake I made. But once you got it locked and then it starts to go, let it drop off the side of the counter. Make sure you got enough room to the sealer, and you won't have that issue again. It was a trial and error thing for many, many rolls, but we finally got it down pat, and it does work. I did a video on it.
Something else you have to be careful about when you're vac sealing, especially, is anything that's going to go in the bag, or if you're vac sealing in jars, is anything that has a dusty or powdery substance in it, whether it's a flavorant or an herb or a spice or a blend or something like that, or if it's flour or whatever. You got to be very, very careful with that, because that'll definitely mess with the seal in your bags.
Yeah.
The seal in your jar lids. And if any of that dust gets into your vac sealer, it'll screw it over.
Yeah.
Right. One of the being that from May to September is mango season, not here, down in the south. I was doing a big read up on dehydrating mangoes, so that's probably going to be one of my next one of my videos I'm going to be coming up with. There's a lot to it. It's just not slice them up, throw them in the dehydrator, and then throw them in a vac packer and vac pack them. It actually comes down to the curing of it that makes all the difference in the world to make it sustainable and last longer. And then once you go through the curing process, then it'd be like the putting it in a glass jar loose, and then you have to burp it a couple of times a day. Okay. So you're letting fresh air in, let the old air out, sort of thing. It's sort of like the way we do other things here.
Just don't let Riley eat it all.
Riley's I gotta hide everything. I'm scared to go look at my beef jerky stash because it's
quit making such good stuff.
Go down there, I'm gonna look like I got robbed.
Yeah.
And then he says, I got to watch out how many carbs I eat. I'm looking at him and go, we got no problem ripping off my beef jerky.
Right. Yeah.
Let's not forget about the South and our beautiful brothers and sisters in Georgia with the Georgia peach season. Billions of peaches for free. Millions of peaches for me.
Oh, that's funny.
Magic there. Yep. Got to hide the jerky. Damn straight you got to hide it. I actually have to lock it up.
Yeah.
I think I told him I got to put a lock on my on some of my stuff because I go to get it and it's gone.
Oh yeah, you got to hide that stuff. Yeah. Regina N said, I'm having problems with faulty oxygen absorbers. They don't work. You have to be super fast with these things, Regina. Like super. I'm not a huge fan. I'm really not. Yeah. Use them all at once. Yeah. And have all your stuff ready to go. Boom, 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 and close up.
either vac seal or oven can. That's what I do. I've never purchased an.
Yeah, you got to use that stuff quickly, or else it's just junk.
Yeah, I just ordered some more, so I have to do more prepping this week. And well, constantly doing the things. Like right now, I'm on this big wine thing. I'm doing your project, and I'm also doing lilac and spruce tip wine in a separate.
Now, everything you've been learning in wine, you're going to bring that down to all the other things that you've been doing, and now you're going to be able to polish them up, and they're going to look like $1 million at the end of the day. You've been a great student, and you've been listening to everything. I know you call me about it, and anything you've been doing, you're following what I told you, like exactly the way my video goes is the way you do it. And I've done it this way for 30 years, and I've never had a bad batch of wine. You've actually gotten to sample some of that from the filming that we from all the films that we did on making wine, all the parts. I'm going to try and do the part 5 for you, and that one will be dedicated to you because you wanted to know the filtering, how to use the Bowmanville filters, and the corking end of it, and the bottling, like the corking bottling. Yeah. So I do have to do a part 5. It was only supposed to be a 4-part series, but Northernngirlhobbies here pushed me to do part 5, so I'm going to do part 5.
Awesome.
I actually have the stuff right here, right there.
Yeah, brother, there's a warning down here for up here, I guess. Central and Southern Ontario for weather warnings.
Oh, there they are, right here.
Thank you for that. Warning from Metal out of Michigan for Southern Ontario. Keep an eye on your radar, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is heavy work, S'more. So
that's what the filters look like, Jen.
Okay.
Hang on a second. I'm going to biggie you up there.
Yeah. That's what the filter pads look like for the Vinobino.
Okay.
And then there's 3 pads, and then I'll set up the machine and I'll run it through this, and this polishes it. Just so everybody knows that you have to have a machine to do the filtering on this. I think they run a couple of $100 if you can get one. They're a small filter machine, but they will polish wine. These filters here are done by Bowmanville Manufacturing Incorporated in Cambridge, Ontario. So they are Canadian made.
Okay, well that's good to know.
And I have the machine. Had the machine for about, seriously, 15, 16 years. A friend of mine was filtering wine. He didn't want it anymore. And he says, give me $100 for it. I said, sold. I'll take it.
Perfect.
And I've used it ever since. I've never had any problems with it. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Wood.
Yeah.
I swear by it. But also remember, everyone, that non-filtered wines are more expensive. Okay. So what filters actually do? I used to work in wineries. I'm a man of many hats and been into a lot of different areas. I grew up on a farm. But when it comes down to the wine country stuff, I live in wine country, and that's why I've actually taken to the winemaking. But at one point, I did work at Bright's Wines, and then we used to work for another winery here. They hired me in to work a season called Casaba Vineyards. And I learned a lot from those 2 different places. Bright's, I was doing a seasonal thing there every year. They'd keep me for about 5 to 6 months. Then they'd lay me off for 6, and then I'd be right back when we went back to crush. And I took a lot of knowledge from the winemaking industry, and it's followed me ever since. So, and if you've seen the machines that we use in like high scale wine establishments, they're in rows of about 50 of those filters, some of them more. And they'd sample grapes coming in the gate, and they say, oh, the guy'd be sitting there for hours waiting to dump his load of grapes. And if Brights would buy it, and they'd take a thing and they punch down on it, and they do a sugar reading, they go, nope, we don't want it. Garbage. Get it out of here. Wow. And then some other lower scale place like Cartier Wines or would buy them up, or some other place would buy them up and produce with them. Or there's another place in St. Catharines that buys up grapes that the wineries don't want. Yeah. It all counts on sugar, quality, content. Lab guys are all over it. So I used to work in one cellar, and it housed 4 million gallons.
Wow, that's awesome.
4 million. And I'm talking rows of vats that were just massive. And you were never allowed to go in a vat if it was empty. I had to have a special SCBA because there's no oxygen there. You will die. You're not just going to take your breath away so fast. You're down. When I first started there, I started out washing tanks. And so I had to be very cautious in some of the stuff that I was entering into the tanks. I was entering. There always had to be a guy at the manhole. In case somebody went down, and they'd have to get them out. So that was always an issue. But yeah, I learned a lot from that. Working with the gas and stuff for like potassium metabisulfite and shit like that. It was like nasty stuff. It would send you for a loop.
That's just like working in a silo on a farm, you know?
Yeah.
There's machinery inside of a silo to bring the silage or haylage out of it onto the feed troughs. And, sometimes that machinery breaks down and somebody's got to go in and service it. And you want it well ventilated, and you want somebody there to supervise what you're doing.
Yeah, confined spaces.
You can't do that by yourself.
I'll be right back. I have to use the little girl's room
because of the gases. Okay, Jen.
And I'm supposed to be modding too for Magic and Angry here shortly, but I'll be back.
All right.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, you can't be in confined spaces like that when there's those sorts of gases flying around by yourself. No way, no how.
Yeah, Samora, you're right. Winemaking isn't hard. It's all about trial and error. And once you get it down pat, like it's just like riding a bicycle. You just know it. I can buy kits, and I don't even have to think about what I'm doing, and I know how to just whip them up. And next thing, we're brewing off one, and it gets touch and go. Like a lot of preppers don't have the like filtering equipment like I have. Some may have it. And then that's where you're going to have to become a master siphoner, without sucking up the shit off the bottom, the lees, as they call it. And it's where a lot of stuff comes from, like the term Vegemite sandwich. Anybody knows what that is? Vegemite sandwich.
Yep.
The Aussies know that because the Australian people like Vegemite sandwiches, believe it or not. It's actually dead yeast cells.
The English will eat it too.
Yeah. And that's what it's created from, dead yeast cells.
Who the heck was that band? Men at Work.
Yeah, Men at Work.
Yeah. I listen to some stations. They still play their music. Some good tunes out of there, actually.
Yeah. We got some good Canadian musicians, eh? Been a lot of up and coming rock stars in Canada.
I haven't been following it. Although
Ting Vegemite, the Aussie peanut butter, damn straight. Now people don't know what that is. They hear the song Vegemite sandwich, and go, what the hell is that? Has that got something to do with lettuce and tomatoes or something? Or
no, it's a yeast byproduct.
Yeah. It's just like when I was doing the pickled egg things, a lot of people don't realize that white vinegar is a petroleum. It's done from petroleum, eh? It's a byproduct, basically, with alcohol and fermentation. It's garbage. So you want to use good vinegar. You're better off with your good old apple cider, even if it's got mother in it, even all the better, right? Your red wine vinegars. Hi, Wolfgang. How are you?
Good to see you, Wolf, as always.
Yep. Vegemite, also a beer byproduct, yes, and a wine byproduct.
Yeah, I guess it's just the dead yeast at the bottom, dead yeast byproducts. Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know that. I just learned it over the years, right? You just learn different shit, and it just sticks in your head, right?
It's amazing the stupid, useless knowledge that just sticks
in your head. The dumb shit, and I try to remember what I had for supper last Monday, and I can't remember.
Yeah, it's in there for no reason, and you remember.
I got these memories I can remember as vivid as it was yesterday. Like, today, it was like it was yesterday. And then there's, like even some of the times I was working in the wineries. I can remember all the funny stuff that we did there. UB40 used to play that song, Red Wine. And I remember this guy, big old George. We used to call him Big Man, huge. And he'd waddle up and down the aisles singing that song, and have it blasting up at the office.
Man, I was never a fan of that song. It just sounds like whining to me. Like not
Red
whining. It's like, oh man, that sucks.
It's quite the thing watching him waddle up down these between fermentation tanks and singing that song and having it blasting was funny as hell.
What Jen, what time is Jason going on?
Jason's supposed to be on at 9 with Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, but they haven't started yet. And then Magic's on at 9:30.
Okay.
It's on tomorrow night, Gene?
I did see a post from Angry saying he's
okay. Tomorrow night.
From today.
Tomorrow night for Jason.
I'll be right back. I use a little boys' room.
Oh, okay. Tomorrow night for Jason. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. That's good. Okay, I have pugs gone crazy in here. I told them to stay outside with Dad.
Show us a pug.
Come here, Scarlett. Come here.
Yeah. You got to give us a pug. You can't say pug.
Come here.
Without showing us a freaking pug.
Okay, I got her.
The people want to see a pooch, and I'm going to put you Biggie. I'm going to put Scarlett Biggie. There's Biggie Scarlett, guys and gals.
It's Scarlet Berry.
There's your pug fix for the evening.
And
tongue hanging way out.
They're playing. And the pugs do have a channel.
Yes, they do.
Look at the size of Stitch.
Holy crap. Look at the size of the head on him.
I know. He's gotten huge, North.
He's like a head with 4 legs.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, they're quite the pair, I'll tell you that much. Holy cow. Never a dull moment.
No, I can quite imagine. Yeah, go check out the pug channel, guys and gals, if you put it on if you want to watch dogs, right?
Yeah, I just do short little clips and that and whatever. Cutesy stuff, right?
You need to get a GoPro and Velcro it to one to Stitch's back and one to Scarlett's back and just put it on live play. Have them side by side and have them both running around and just live stream it. I do have a GoPro. I don't know how to do a live stream with the GoPro. Live stream that for like an hour and a half or whatever. People will watch it. They'll sit there and watch it all the time.
Right, Sherry? Yeah, he needs less dog treats and less dog food. And I keep giving Alex crap, bonk him on the head with this thing because I'm trying to keep the pet food prepped and he's overfeeding them. Yeah. So
Alexander the Great, I seen your vid from last night. Right on, eh? Bang on stuff. I hear you. One? She did one last night. She was up late.
Who did?
Alexander the Great.
Oh, I haven't caught it yet.
I watched it.
I seen it today.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I hear you.
It's highly important too. And if anybody doesn't know what it says in that video, go watch it. I'll give you the meat and potatoes of it. It's about get your freaking preps on. Do some preps and don't listen to what any other big prepping channel tells you need to prep. You know what you need to prep. You need to prep what you need to prep for you and your family and your people. That's it. You know, don't listen to somebody that's going to tell you, buy this or you're going to die. What the hell good is that?
I was picking up more on her end about, she's not doing YouTube to make money. She's doing it basically like the same reason I'm doing. I'm not here to make money, folks. I don't want your money. Okay. I don't need to make money from YouTube. They don't need to send me any money. Non-monetized. I'm not looking for any donations or anything like that. I'm doing it because I just want to get my knowledge out to you. So if you haven't subbed to my channel, please. I'm actually trying to get I really want my community page.
Yeah.
And that's so I can do my stuff for my veterans. Okay. All my fellow veterans, my brothers and sisters. We get stuff coming up. There's some of the sit reps. There's certain material from V4F I can share with everybody. And then there's some stuff that I'm not allowed to share that they consider classified information on their end.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another reason why I wanted, I'm really trying hard for this community page. I want to be able to throw up stuff that when I get information, I can throw stuff up and you folks see it.
Yeah. Sam has the link there. Esmore has the link for Ontario Prepper. If we got some more mods in here who can give Esmore a hand, bust out the links, Northern Girls link, any other decent channel you see here in the chat. If they've got a link, please, a channel, please go ahead and
there's some
link them up if they're putting out good content. If you've got channels of your own, please put those links up to those as well. So let's just
Alexandra, really thank you. I really like your channel. I see some good stuff there. Everybody here, you guys are like knights of a round table. Every one of you brings something to the table. And that's what, we got Mr. Calhoun there. He's following everybody around. And you never know what room I'm going to see him in. And there he is. Bam, he pops up. Daryl doesn't miss a trick. Do you ever sleep, sir?
I talk to Daryl quite a bit too.
Well, it's like-minded people, birds of a feather, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, you're all like I said, you're all rock stars here. I'm telling you. Like I see a lot of talent, and we're all here to help each other. Every time I do a video, I might get 15, 20 views. And I'm thinking, wow, I put a lot into that. Why am I doing this? And then I say to I think to myself, you know what? There's going to be other people on the internet that are going to see this too, right? So, at the end of the day here, I done my job. I enjoy doing it. I love sharing stuff with you folk. And I love it when I see everybody else sharing their stuff. And I'm like, right on. Today I made third today. I was upset about that. But at any rate, I got that notification a little late and 2 other people beat me to it.
Yeah, a lot of people like to be saying first and first.
Third. Jesus.
Yeah.
Coming third today.
At the end of the day,
number uno.
At the end of the day, when we think about it, our job isn't to make 10,000 views. Our job is to help one person.
That's right.
If I can help one person, I've heard it, I don't know how many times. One person tells me, boom, there's a beautiful sister, Carol Ann, beautiful Southern sister from Tennessee, Carol Ann Henderson.
She's another channel. She does really peaceful videos.
She got with me and she said, hey, you helped me start prepping. Boom! Massive win for the people. Massive win. My job's done. If I can continue to help more people, then, that's a blessing.
That's right. Yeah.
There's another person, Klingon Princess, is saying, Ontario Prepper, I never get notifications for your vid despite the bell being clicked.
Yeah, it's the same thing happening for me. That's why I said for you and GTP, you guys have to send me, text me when you, or just say upload a new video because I don't know what's going on. You could do Klingon Princess, and I don't know if it works or not. You can unsub me and then resub me again and click it again. That's the only other thing I can suggest. Or can make sure the bell is black, because black means all notifications from anybody that you're subscribed to. Like I get Norse now, no problem, because I got the bell black. I get Northernngirlhobbies because I made sure the bell's black. If you just do the subscribed, it's just going to put some notifications or something like that. And I forget what they exactly got to mark. There's 3 levels to it. 3 levels. So I just go back usually, and it's sad that people. Try that Klingon Princess. It's the only thing I think. Or go look at the bell and see if it's black. Because if the bell's black, and I notice when I any of the other channels I'm subscribed to, like any of the rest of yous out there, I got to make sure it's black. And then I've gone and had it where it's black, and I get all notifications for you, and then I go back to it like a week later, and it's changed. I don't know who changed it because I didn't. Nobody has access to my account but me. Yeah.
Except them. YT and Google, because YT is through Google, right?
Googie.
So, and they know we're all in this together, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. YouTube definitely messes with us. Wolf's
Oh, they
Bane.
do.
I'll get something pop in my feed or in my random community posts that pop up. Oh, going live in a half an hour. The Angry Prepper from frickin' the middle of last September. It's like
Right.
how is it useful for me?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Or even current. Right.
And people want, if you want, you can take my link and share it with your pages, and maybe I can get me up to my community standard, whatever they need from me to get that, to get my community page. But if you got pages, you want to take my link and smear my name all over the place, I'd appreciate it. You're actually doing a veteran a favor.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to spread the word of what's going on with V4F, even though they have their own channel. Okay, doesn't mean you're going to catch all their notifications, but there's certain things that I can place around that I might be privy to.
Well, every little bit
that they're not going to put there.
Every little bit helps. Like, when I see a good channel like yours and I'm presented with the opportunity, which it is exactly that, an opportunity, we must capitalize on those opportunities to shout those channels out there, passing good information. Because every opportunity that's taken to do that, boost it and boost it and boost it, and then boom, you get your community page, you get heard more.
That's what I want. That's
gets out to more people.
I'm not here for money.
No, it's
I'll be honest right now. Even Northernngirlhobbies knows me. He's not here for money. He doesn't care about the money.
Yeah, but eventually you're going to get to a point where they're going to start running ads on your channel, so you might as well just be collecting that money. Maybe
it's just get ad free. Look at even Cage is the same way. He don't want he's not there for money.
There's our Wild Man Survival. You guys have a good channel. Yeah. Seriously, there's so many good channels in here. It's unbelievable.
Thanks, Carol Ann. We love you too.
But we've been rolling on for over a couple of hours here, guys and gals. I wanted to take an opportunity to introduce you to my brother, Ontario Prepper, and reintroduce you to my sister, Northernngirlhobbies. In case you don't know either of them, shame on you. Please go check them out. If there's any other questions from the chat or anything panel would like to share, we can take a few minutes and do that. But I'd like to wind things up a little bit. Magic's going to be on soon. People got places to be and other stuff to watch and things to prep and things to do. So we can take a few minutes and do that. If anyone from panel wants to have any closing thoughts, let's start with Ontario.
Yeah, Alexander, great. Yeah, I see what you wrote there. It's awesome. Yeah, the support and the messages is more important to us than the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Money does help though when you have none.
You know what? The way I look at things, folks, is when shit hits the fan, money ain't gonna save you. It's just like in the movie Titanic. What did the first officer say? That money's not going to save you any more than it's going to save me. And it's true.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a little history about me, guys. Not a lot of people know this. I think Northern Girls know it. I am actually related to the first officer of Titanic, Frederick William Murdoch.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Most of my family, I'm half English and half Scottish. My great grandfather and my great grandmother came from Dalbeattie. Murdoch was born in Dalbeattie, Scotland. The movie done by James Cameron, Titanic, portrayed him as a murderer and a bribe taker. When we were going on about that money's not going to save you any more than it's going to save me. That's where that line came from. Mm-hmm. But the closer cousins of his live in New Zealand, who are also related to me somehow, when they seen the movie, turned around and sued Paramount Pictures for portraying him in that light. And they won the lawsuit, and they took the awarded money and erected a monument in his honor in Dalbeattie, Scotland. And then the balance of the money was donated to a boys and girls school in Dalbeattie. So that's a little interesting story there.
There you go.
You know,
Mhm.
the money.
And see,
You ain't buying you happiness, folks. I'll tell you right now.
Wolfbane was mentioning something that you could take the money and donate it to Veterans for Freedom.
Yeah, I could do that too. If they send that, just forward it right to them.
Yeah.
And if any of you out there want to make any donations to Veterans for Freedom, by all means do. They nobody's on the take or anything like that. It's all accounted for. They've been actually selling. When that last rally I was at, I was watching people just walk up to their box and throw $50 and $100 bills in there, like they were picking it off a tree. And they said, "Don't you want a cup or a mug or a sticker?" They go, "No, we don't want anything from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You keep it, sell it to somebody else, double up." And that's how they're going to be able to start helping veterans like myself and other veterans that want to attend these functions, how they're going to start to try and help us cover some of our expenses when we go to these things. Because the rooms, like Northern Girl knows, these rooms in Ottawa, they're not cheap. They run anywhere from $125 a night to $5,000 a night.
Like,
you know,
$200. Yeah.
You know, like cheap is $125 a night.
Yeah.
And it ain't no raving hell either, you know. But you're going. Billy Truth's going to Scotland in October. You know what? That's one of the things on my bucket list is to go to Scotland. I've never been. Once I'm allowed on a plane again.
I got France on my list.
You got
I just have the East Coast on my list. I've been to like the Caribbean there, you know, been to Cuba. It'd be nice to go back, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
Jamaica, Mexico, Dominican, but I would love to go to the East Coast. I've never been.
I'm going to start at home. I've been to the East Coast, and I'd love to go back there. There's plenty of people just in Ontario here.
Yeah.
To go see, meet the people, know your people, do the thing.
Yeah.
And across Canada. So start with Canada.
We're not allowed on a plane.
No, that's right.
Very bad.
Northern Girl, you're not allowed on a plane.
That's fine.
You're not allowed on a plane either.
I'm good with that. I traveled when I was young.
And I'm the dictator. Going against.
Hey guys and gals in chat, now's the time. Any questions, please crank them out. Put it all in caps so that we can see them.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, Jenny, if you've got any thoughts you'd like to share with us before we go ahead and wind things up.
Oh, just thanks for all the support in chat, folks. People subbing up and giving support to Ontario, to North, and to myself. That's awesome. Keep doing the things and know your people. Absolutely, 100%. You know, get your little mag groups together and start telling other people to prep because we know what's coming.
Do the things. Put it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody, do the stuff. Keep doing it. You're doing great. Prep like your life depends on it because you know what? It does. We used to say this to people in the fire service. Train as hard as you can today because tomorrow your life may depend on it. And that's a fact. And by all you other big channels out there, you want to share my link, please do. Like I said, I'm just trying to get my community page. That's all I want.
Yeah, and somebody was mentioning that they think that you only need 500 subs for a community page. I don't know. When I got mine, I think I hit 1,000. So I think they might have changed it. So let's.
I heard this 1,000 thing, and I'm like, wow. I'll be like, wow. It's like,
you'll get there. You'll get there.
There was light at the end of the tunnel. I seen it the other day.
Yeah. You'll get there. Like my goal for this year was to get to 10,000.
All right.
And that happened back in February.
Yeah, I know. And then starts doing this up and down stuff too, right?
Yeah,
I have no goals. My goal is to help people.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Well, that's a goal.
Yeah.
Everybody in this panel here tonight, folks, including myself, that's what we're here to do. Get information out to everybody to help people. If you take one thing from one of my videos, I'm just delighted with that. And I love comments on my video. They mean the world to me, man.
Comments are a huge thing. The thumbs up, it all helps.
I love it when I see a comment. I go, yep, they're asking something and they noticed, or that really means the world to me. So
what a freaking
it's really hard every time.
What an awesome panel we've had here tonight, guys and gals.
I
Do me a
appreciate
favor,
it.
take a minute and just thank this wicked awesome panel of Canadian Northern brothers and sisters here. Absolutely wonderful. Guys and gals in the chat, you are amazing. My moderators,
Awesome.
always thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome group here.
mods.
I seen some of the names popping up here, and I'm like, wow, we got an all-star cast here.
If you haven't gone over and subscribed to Ontario Prepper, that's the whole reason for this. Highlight his channel a little bit, give him some props, and let's get him his voice. Let's get him his community page.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you for having us on, North.
I try to come up with different stuff all the time for you folks. I'm always trying to think of something new. I think we'll take you on maybe we'll take you on some tour of the Niagara region. Hopefully we get North down here soon. We're going to do some of the forts. Fort George.
Ontario, you mentioned info from your source. Might be classified. What source? Don't ask anyone to give up their sources, especially if it's classified.
Yeah. Okay, are we hanging backstage for a few minutes?
Yeah, we're going to jump back for a few minutes. I know people got places to go, but with that, guys and gals in the chat, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Chat. Thanks, panel. And we will catch you all. Hold up your brothers and your sisters. Don't ever look down on anyone unless you're about to give them a boost.
Do the things. Know your people.
Love you all. God bless you.
Thank you, everyone.
Night.